with Nanny Bubby. I'm so happy to be back. I missed all of you. Some of you missed me because I heard that you did. You all reached out. But I am back and I'm feeling excited to be here, and it's been almost a week. Actually, yeah, it's been almost a week, and I was absolutely so exhausted and just really had a difficult time pulling myself together after the holidays, and many of you probably felt that too. But I did lose my voice, and but I'm back. I've got it. My husband probably isn't so thrilled that I have it back, but I do. So I want to welcome all of you back to the first of the year, and I'm so excited. Let me flip this up. Today we're making braised chicken thighs. So let me just show you this. Let me switch it over here so that you can see. Let me get this camera pulled around. And so while these are getting nice and browned, which I started with some butter and some olive oil, and the key to browning those skins is to not touch them or turn them. Just let them sit in here and start to brown and render all the fat right off of the skin. So I just am going to peek though at one. It's starting to get brown, as you can see, but not really brown enough. So let me just give that just a little bit. It's got the butter and the olive oil in it, which I just love. Butter and texturing everything with that. And so as these cook, let me just give you a little update on what we're going to be doing on Sunday. So you requested it, you asked for it, and here it is. This coming Sunday is going to be Seed Starting Sunday, right here. So if you want to get the items that you need to be with us for Seed Starting Sunday, then you can go to the nannybubby.com webpage, go to Game Changers, and the very first item that you're going to see is the Jiffy Greenhouse, which you can get at Home Depot. Also the Jiffy Seed Starting Mix, which is also there. I think this is on Amazon. But the links are all there. There's 3 items. And the grow light, and the grow light is really important, and the very best grow light that I can recommend is the Grow Tech, and that is also on there, so it's easy for you. Hey, Tony Kern, it's so nice to see you, and Scott Seinfeld, nice to see, not Seinfeld, but Seinhoff, sorry about that. Great to have you guys joining me today. We're making braised chicken thighs. It's a New York Times recipe that came out actually this last weekend, and I'm going to get into it in a minute. But just wanted to talk about the Seed Starting class, Seed Starting Sunday, and we're going to be using squash, yellow squash, arugula, and zucchini. And I found that these are the easiest and the best things to begin to plant. So join me on Sunday on the Nanny Bubby Facebook page. We're going to do Seed Starting Sunday. I've gotten a lot of requests, so I can teach all of you how to grow a victory garden. Hey there, Tony Kern. Thank you for the Happy New Year wish, and Happy New Year to all of you. So, as soon as more people get on, I'll go ahead and talk about the Seed Starting class one more time. But for now, let's get into these braised chicken thighs with tomatillos. Are you ready? Give me a thumbs up if you're ready, because I'm going to start now. So as I said, in this pan, oh, look how nice and brown and beautiful that is. In this pan was some olive oil and butter. You all know how I feel about butter. We braised these in the butter and the olive oil, skin side down. Look at these, absolutely gorgeous. Woo. And I'm pulling them out after only doing them on the one side to brown them. That is just not brown enough. So look at that. Does that look beautiful? Give me a thumbs up. You think that's as beautiful as I do? Okay, there we go. We'll let this other one cook a little bit longer because it just wasn't as brown as I would have liked it. And with all of the drippings, look how brown and beautiful that is. Let me get a good grip on that. Let me show that to you. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at that. Tell me that's not beautiful. Isn't that great? Oh my gosh, yes it is. Okay. So So having not been on a week, I've lost a lot of my followers who would normally be jumping in by now, but I guess we'll get them back in just a little bit. Let me bring this here. Okay, so my rules are this. Always read a recipe, no matter how well you know this recipe. Even if you've cooked it for years, you have to read through it, because sure as shooting, you will get done with some recipe and then you'll say to yourself, oh my gosh, somehow, some way I forgot to put in the most important ingredient. So always read through a recipe, and when I'm cooking with all of you, I do forget things. So I always have my recipe close so I can read through it with you along with me and talk about what we're doing. So we're going to use 2 garlic cloves mashed. Now my key to garlic cloves and mashing the garlic cloves is that if you do what they say and only put them in as mash, what happens is, hey Teresa, so happy you're here, so happy. I'm back, and I'm so glad you're back. I was so worried that everybody would forget me and move on with their lives and forget about Nanny Bubby since I've been gone for a week. But you're here, now I'm here, now we're going to have some good times, and we're cooking braised chicken thighs with tomatillos, which I have never cooked with before, and I'm very excited about that. So, this looks nice and brown now. Can you see that? Very beautiful, right? Gorgeous. Now we're taking them out, and what we're going to do is we're going to add what they call the mashed garlic. But I do not, hey Sue Plattner, so glad to see you. I don't believe in using mashed garlic, because at the end of the recipe, somebody just gets a big clump of garlic on their plate, and nobody wants a big clunk of garlic. So we're going to add the garlic, which I have minced. Let me show you how that is. Let me show you. You know, I couldn't get onto Instagram today, so we don't want garlic to burn. So you got to work with it very quickly. And then we're going to use half of these onions. So I'm going to show you that I slice these thinly on a mandolin. So we're going to put these in. Oh my God, I wish you could smell that. It smells so amazing. Let me turn that down just one. Oh my gosh, isn't that beautiful? And then, all right. Now we're going to take these out very, very quickly, because we needed that garlic flavor in there. Just going to take it all out very quickly, and we're going to put these back in on the other side and brown them on the other side. So we're going to do this for about 3 to 10 minutes. Turn them over. There we go. So tell me, what did you do for New Year's? Did anybody cook? Did anybody cook? We take out our best china. There we go. So tell me, hey, Eric Gordon. Well, thank you, my dear Eric Gordon. I've been waiting for somebody to make some kind of comment about my thighs. Okay. I've known Eric Gordon since I was in the 5th grade. He lives in California now, and he watches every now and then, so it's pretty awesome that he tuned in today, and that was really cute, Eric. Thank you so much. And Lynn Hogue is here, so thank you so much. We're making braised chicken thighs with tomatillos. I've never cooked with tomatillos before, and I actually did not even know what they look like, so let me just show you this, because this is kind of fascinating. They for 3 p.m. so I know when it's exactly 3 p.m. so I can tune on or tune in, or tune on so you can tune in. But look at that. Can you see that these are covered in husk? And when you take the husk off, they just kind of look like green tomatoes. But I really wanted you to see what they look like with the husk on that. Isn't that amazing? So basically what I'm just going to do is peel off the husk. You see that? Look at that. Isn't that amazing? Pull the husk off. I gave these other ones a nice rinse, so I will do that with these in just a minute. And the husks come off very easily, unlike husks of corn, which do not come off so easily. So let's give these a quick rinse. Be right back. So if you just joined in, of course, hey Eric, Teresa Calabrese on with us, so there's a name from the past, but Teresa tunes in almost every day. So we're doing a seed starting class on Sunday. We're calling it Sunday Seed Starting. I've been getting lots of requests to do that. we're going to use a greenhouse, we're going to use the soil, the organic soil, and we're going to use a grow light. And if you want to join us and you want to have the ingredients, or not the ingredients, but the supplies shipped to you, then go on nannybubby.com to the Game Changers page. I always forget that name. Game Changers page. And it'll be right at the top. And then go to Home Depot and get yourself some zucchini, which are easy to plant and very successfully grown. Some arugula, same thing. And some yellow squash. So those are what we're going to be using in our seed starting class. So make sure you go out and join me. So let's chop away on these tomatillos. They're the next things that are going to be going in. So are you ready? Let's watch this. As it happens, here's the jalapenos that are going to go in. It called for a lot of these tomatillos, and I've never chopped tomatillos before, but they're very hard. They're not like tomatoes, so they're easy to chop with a non-serrated blade. So tell me, have you ever heard of, I've never even heard of tomatillos, believe it or not. So we're just going to do a rough chop on these. So I was excited. They're kind of a fresh find right now. They seem to be in season. There was no trouble finding them. So tell me, give me a thumbs up if you have cooked with tomatillos before. And if you haven't, then give me a thumbs down. I don't know, does Facebook have a thumbs down? I don't even know if they do. So give me a 1 if you've never cooked with them. And give me a thumbs up if you have. Chop these up. I saved them to chop up, waiting for all of you to join me. My husband absolutely hates to watch me with a knife. He gets so scared, not because he's afraid I'm going to come after him, but because he's so afraid that I'm going to cut myself. It makes him so nervous, he tells me. It really makes me laugh because most of the shows that I'm using a knife, he watches as they're recording. So he knows that I'm okay, but yet it still makes him nervous. All right. And he's only watching me as a recording. That's the funniest thing, don't you think? Okay, anybody else join us? Cynthia Berman. Hey, Cynthia. So glad you're here. Let me see. Have you used tomatillos? Let me see. Love to roast tomatillos and use in salsa, I bet. Oh, my mother's here. That's awesome. So got some 1s. Let's see what I got. Got a 1, which is a no, but got some thumbs up, which is a yes. Okay. So Cynthia, type how you roast tomatillos. How do you do that? Do you roast them with the husk on or with the husk off? Inquiring minds want to know. That's for sure. Okay, I'm going to just do 1 more of these. And then we'll move on to the next instruction here. Let me get you back to here. So Cynthia, I hope you're still watching. By the way, Cynthia, follow her on Instagram, Cynthia Berman, Accidental Farmer. She is building a barn-dominium that you can get on, to rent on property. I'm trying to think of the name of that. What is the name, Cynthia, of that website? We haven't talked about it in so long because they were kind of closed down. But anyway, look her up on Instagram. What she's done to that barn is absolutely gorgeous. You got to scroll through her pictures and you will be amazed at her work. It's absolutely gorgeous. So, okay, these are brown now on the other side. We're going to take them out. We're going to put the onions back in. Remember, I started with saying, always read your recipe, even if you know it by heart and it's been in the family for years, because God only knows there will be something that you forget that you put in all the time, and then your meal will be done and you're like, oh my God. Yes, Airbnb. Thanks, Cynthia. Thank you. Thank you very much. Cynthia's barn dominium is going to be on Airbnb, and let me tell you, I can't wait till I can go there and stay in it. Okay. So the smashed garlic, half the sliced onion goes in, which we already did. We're going to put those back in. Maybe with it, boy, these really roasted very quickly. I'm going to put just a little bit more back in. So if you're just tuning in, I just wanted to show you, we are doing Seed Starting Sunday on next Sunday. You have to get yourself the Jiffy greenhouse so you can join me. Potting mix and also some seeds in a grow light. You can go to nannybubby.com, go to the Game Changer page, and it'll be at the top of the page, and you can order directly off the website if you want to do that. Okay, next thing. Add the tomatillos and half of the jalapenos. So I did already do that jalapeno, half of it. Love jalapenos. Who loves jalapenos? Now, you finish this dish with cilantro, but if you finish it with cilantro, I don't want to know about it because I am not a cilantro fan. Now, my mother is a cilantro fan. She loves cilantro. I would use basil. I would use parsley. I would use even chives, but I would not use cilantro. So I am told that there is some genetic difference in the people that like cilantro and the people who do not. So for the people that do not, it truly tastes like dirty dish water. And for the people that do like it, apparently cilantro is amazing. I don't know. For me, I can't stand it. It is hidden in salsa for me, and I've never really can taste it there, but I don't use it anywhere else. Yep, and Teresa's got the same thing. You probably are genetically just like me. I mean, maybe, whoa, that's hot. Maybe we were raised here with the nuclear test site. Maybe that radiation did something to us. Who knows? I laugh about the radiation. It's like when I'm not feeling well and I'm like, oh my God, I'm just not sick enough to be sick, but I'm not feeling myself and not feeling so great. Oh my God, the test site must be letting out all that radiation they had for 40 years. That's my excuse for everything. In fact, in July when I had COVID, I swear to God, I thought it was just, I was blaming the heat and blaming the test site, and then bingo, there I was. I had it. So anyway, so it's been 30 years since I made the recipe. So actually not roasted. They are peeled, blanched in boiling salted water. Okay, and it goes on, but I can't read that. Okay. Well, thank you, Cynthia. I love that you guys are interacting and that you're here with me again. I missed all of you, but boy, did I need that week to get my health together, to get my act together, to get everything back to normal. Boy, don't the holidays just, you love every minute of it, and then when it's over, like, who doesn't, like, drive themselves to the edge during the holidays? And if you're a woman, and if you're used to being sort of the head of the family, then you especially have everything on your shoulders, and it can be really exhausting and really put you under. And I have to say, this year, I think that with COVID, everybody was like, oh my God, we actually are having holidays and they're actually happening, and some of us are missing those that couldn't be with us. So, you know, it was just kind of a strange time. But I think we're all glad that 2020 is over, although we're still living what we lived in 2020, but now we can live it with a fresh feeling, like we understand it, we know what's going on, and here we are. So, okay, back to the recipe. Add chicken stock and bring to a simmer. So we are going to add, did they say 4 cups or 8 cups? Let me see. 4 cups would be 32 ounces. So this is, I just want to show you this. This is Kettle and Fire bone broth. So when a recipe calls for chicken stock or beef stock, I always use the bone broth. It's richer. It's just better. And why not use the richest of all flavors? So I usually make it myself, but when I don't, my go-to is this Kettle and Fire, and I highly recommend it. Also, their beef stock, they have chipotle beef, and I will tell you, I use that for everything. I made a prime rib for Christmas, and I used the chipotle beef stock to make the au jus, and I'm telling you right now, it was the best au jus ever. Okay, so we are adding the chicken stock. Can you see this? Give me a thumbs up if you can see it. And it's not chicken stock, it is bone broth. We're going to turn up the fire a little bit so we can bring it to a boil. We're going to bring it to a simmer, and then we're going to reduce the heat, and we're going to add the chicken back in. So, I am not going to add the chicken back in. Well, maybe I'll add it in, but then I'll turn it off, because we are eating this for dinner. And hopefully you will be eating it for dinner tomorrow. I'll post the recipe after this. but I don't want it dried out for Tom when he comes for dinner, right? So I have to stop at a certain point, otherwise the dinner I'm making gets ruined. So here's a couple of things that as this comes to a simmer that we are going to add, which are big surprises to this. So we're going to add back in the chicken, and then what we're going to do is after the sauce has chickened, we're going to add, after the sauce is chickened, after it's thickened. That was pretty funny. Reduce the heat to medium, add chicken back in, skin side up. They will not submerge all the way, that's fine. Simmer uncovered until the tomatillos have completely broken down and the sauce has thickened. Once it has thickened, we are going to add, believe it or not, these cannellini beans. I'm going to drain the cannellini beans and I'm going to put them in with the chicken, which I will do, you know, later on after we put this back in. And you could use either cannellini beans, you can use, what else? You could use chickpeas, you could use kidney beans. You're going to rinse them and drain them. And then the other thing that we're going to add after we do that is we're going to garnish this with radishes. So let me just check this really quickly. We're going to combine the radishes, the onion, and the remaining jalapeno and lime juice and season it with salt and pepper and toss to combine. And then we're going to throw that on top of the chicken when we're ready to serve it. So I want to show you these fabulous radishes that I got from the farm, from Desert Bloom Farms. Look how big that is. And so because they were calling them for thinly sliced, look, I did them on a mandolin, so they are beautiful. So we're going to use that. We're going to take these fresh limes and make lime juice out of them and put them in with the remaining onion, radishes, and the remaining jalapenos, which I'll move over here with the onions. And that is going to be it. So as this thickens just a minute, does anybody have any questions? I'll tell you, it's really funny. After not being here, because of the algorithms on Facebook, after not being here for a week, I usually have about 15 to 20 people by now, and I have 6, but you are the 6 most important people to me, I can tell you that. But it's interesting how the algorithm works. So I will hopefully be getting back all those people who were like, where are you? What's going on? And I just want to remind you one more time that on Sunday, we're doing seeds starting Sunday. We're going to get a greenhouse. You're going to get some organic soil right here, and you're going to get a grow light. You're going to get your seeds, which I highly recommend. Go to Home Depot to get your seeds. You cannot buy your seeds online from me because I actually worry about how long mailed seeds have been sitting around. I don't trust them, and I didn't like the brand on Amazon, so I'm not going to recommend that. But summer squash, or this is zucchini actually, dark green zucchini, which I love, and you would not believe these will sprout in 3 days. 3 days. Hi Sherry, nice to have you joining us. Arugula, you do not know what real arugula tastes like. You really don't. I don't care how many times you buy it in the store, it does not taste like it will once you actually put this in your own garden and grow it from seed. And then the yellow squash. Yellow squashes, they sprout in 3 days, and it's going to be really fun. So seeds starting Sunday, put it on your calendar, Sunday at 3 o'clock, okay? This is starting to come to a boil or a simmer, and we are going to go and put the braised chicken back into the pot. I'm going to turn it off because this is as far as I'm going to go today. And if you have questions, or you enjoyed today's cooking demonstration, give me a thumbs up. On top of that, I'm going to leave you, and I'm going to go upstairs. I'm going to post this recipe, and let me make a recommendation. Tomorrow, you can cook this recipe. All you need to do is make sure that you, there we go, thank you everybody, that you go into Instacart or into Whole Foods and order the items, pick them up on your way home tomorrow, and you too can make braised chicken thighs with tomatillos for dinner for your family tomorrow. I'm going to take the juices that are left in here from the chicken, which was butter and olive oil, and I'm going to pour them in. I'm going to let this come back into a simmer, and once it does, I'm going to turn it off, and I am going to put the top on it, and I'll finish it off and take a picture for all of you when we sit down for dinner. One item I want to tell you, I make this always in this very, very large pot. This is not the normal size pot, but I use this pot because you can really see it really, really nicely. It gives lots of separation. It helps you see the ingredients. But this recipe calls for using like a Le Creuset Dutch oven. And I highly recommend that. 6 of these thighs would have fit into that Dutch oven. But I always do it in a pot this size when I am doing this for you, because I know it helps you see with clarity everything that's in the pot. So let's see. Cynthia Berman says that I motivated her to get seeds going and clean out her garden, and she has the most beautiful garden. I can promise you that. So yes, and I really hope you'll join us, Cynthia, on Sunday, because it would be really fun to have you there. And in fact, maybe I can even bring you on camera if I can figure out how to do it. So that's it, everybody. Love having you here. I'm so excited to be back. I really, really am. I'm going to run upstairs right now, make sure I get this recipe posted for all of you to enjoy. Thank you so much for joining me. So happy that you're here, and so happy that all together we can what? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Go out and spread love like butter. Bye, everybody. Thanks for being here.